Victories for a strong brand. Do you envy or fear these real analytical examples? This is episode number 344 of the My Online Toolbox weekly quick tips and reminders in all facets of marketing to help you grow your business with more quality leads. We have this week on November 12th another end of year marketing presentation, and we encourage you to have your employees, whoever's in charge of marketing, have them take a break to learn some tactics to help give you an extra adrenaline boost before the end of the year. Yes, My Online Toolbox has been doing a lot of end of year webinars, but we have been changing them up on a week by week basis to take the best of the questions of a previous webinar, and this particular presentation will be our last for the year. So please, if you have some employees, some programmers, SEO folks, social folk who have not taken a moment to just take a breather and look at a set of strategies to help you give an adrenaline boost to your marketing to start the year, please have them reach out to My Online Toolbox. Just send us a quick email and we'll give you the link for this last exciting presentation that we're doing both with Contractor 4 Minute and Workbook Consulting this Tuesday. Again, just send me an email, I'll send you the link. Otherwise, last week we stirred a lot of controversy because the presentation was based on false victories by people, and we were showing real examples to maintain accountability. And you need to go back to that episode because it was showing how too many people get excited on certain analytics that we believe are false victories. Go back to episode number 343. So then some people reached out to us, and mind you, whenever we get into these real details, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're indifferent. But when we call out people who join a company and then like to show these virtual high fives about how well they're doing 30 to 60 days into whatever the marketing strategies are, we always believe that many of those short term victories are false, and you need to be able to look at statistics over a long period of time to really see whether something is being successful or not. So then, of course, somebody reached out to us and said, well, can you give me an example? And that's what stimulated this week, because My Online Toolbox entire objective is to have success on a 1 to 5 year stretch when it comes to marketing strength and marketing continuity. So yes, for the call out that came to us to be able to show an example, we will. So what we're doing is this week, we're showing a victory. And now the question is, when I go to show it and you appreciate it, go back to your marketing people. And if you care about long-term success, utilize this knowledge and question whether you're able to do this yourself or not, because many times you will have a few weeks or a 1 month victory, but then you fall back into the dormancy, complacency, or it just does not sustain itself, which really isn't what your marketing objectives are. So what we're doing is we're bringing up one of our clients here, and just to make a point, this is everything to us is about engagement and the quality of what you do. So up in the top right hand corner, what we're doing is during this recording, we're quickly showing a 1 month, usually the short term, and the 1 month analysis showing here up on the right here. You see that right there? Well, up in the top, we are just looking for the last 28 days to be specific. And the most important portion is on the left hand side where it shows average engagement time, 1 minute and 40 seconds. And if you look at the bottom left, the majority of the activity is coming from organic search, meaning people who have no idea about what our client does. But now when he's capturing their attention for 1 minute and 46 seconds, which is almost 3 times the length of a TV commercial, giving him plenty of time to entrench value into the prospect's mind before they do whatever they're going to do next on a call to action. So now maybe I'm exaggerating here. So let's look at that 28 days up on the top right hand corner and expand it to 90 days. You'll see, okay, the averages are staying the same, 1 minute 44 seconds, 1 minute 46 seconds, and on the bottom left we're still showing organic strength is the leading topic. So we need to protect time and quality when it comes to people who do not know what the heck we do and where we do it. But now let's expand it a little bit more, get a little bit more aggressive. So we went out to 1 year, and you could see that we're now a minute and 47 seconds. So the point is that as an extended period of time went by, there's been a lot of ups and downs over that extended period of time, but the average is showing that we're maintaining quality engagement regardless of the ups and downs of quantity in any given period. So now we take it a little bit further, and for those of you who follow my online toolbox, we are addicted to a very small subset of analytics that guides our clients over a 1 to 5 year period to enhancing the strength of their brand, not just getting more leads on a daily basis, but getting quality leads. That's why you always hear me saying more quality over and over and over again. So when we go to now traffic acquisition, the next metric that we're always using as a key metric out of the dozens upon dozens of metrics we could be talking about is the engagement rate and the engagement time. If you look up on the top right hand corner, in order to show real statistics, we're using a 1 year period to show that we've had a 71% engagement rate, meaning for every person who finds this particular client, 7 out of 10 stay. And I'm not going to get deep into what engagement rate means here. You could always follow us to get to the details of that. But 7 out of 10 people perceive that they've landed on a website that answers whatever is the inquiry on what they're searching for. And more importantly, out of that 7 out of 10, they stick around for this 1 year period when they come specifically through organic search. There's many other different ways people could find you, like social media, paid advertising, and so forth. But when they have no idea who our client is, 7 out of 10 people find value in what they think they found, and they then stick around for 1 minute and 27 seconds on average over a 1 year period. Plenty of statistics data to work with when you have 7,000 people visiting over a 1 year period. And then, of course, we take the next funnel of lead qualification going into sales and to closing. But at least you have a very high level of quality engagement filtering into the sales cycle. And that is something that to be feared, in my opinion, because when many times people are joining your company and feeling victorious in 30, 60, and 90 days out on whatever it is they're doing towards some social media posting, some paid ads, or even making tweaks to the website, you have to realize anything that's occurring is more likely still occurring as a residual from past efforts. So that's why we usually say, depending on who you are, if you're an owner, you should envy this because that's your objective. But if you're new to a company, you should fear it because this is going to be how we judge you, at least in brand marketing, as time goes by. So please take this into consideration in how you develop your strategies and how you look at certain metrics that will really be able to see whether you are strengthening what you think you're doing or perhaps pulling the wool over your eyes. And by getting a short term burst of activity, you may be inadvertently still diminishing your brand as time goes by if you're looking at statistics that measure quantity over quality. We want to remind people too, there's many different ways to learn, and unfortunately too many people skip that process. So if you have new people joining your company, marketing is an essential skill. Knowing websites, knowing SEO, knowing social media is not necessarily knowing marketing, and it definitely doesn't imply that they understand the intricacies of this industry, which is why send them over to the My Online Toolbox Education Series. Yes, they're going to have to allocate at the basic level between 1 and 1.5 days, and at the advanced level between 3 and 4 days combined to be able to learn. But the reality is the strength of what My Online Toolbox is doing has been based on an almost 40-year period of marketing strength and knowledge. So don't just think that somebody new who's cool at whatever the technology of the day is going to be able to change your brand over an extended period of time. You must learn. But if you don't want to spend a few $100 and you don't want to give up a couple of days because you think that you have a whiz person that's going to change the world for you overnight, then please come to the webinar. Spend an hour. Let them see all of these different topics that allow them to expand their horizons. And even if they're not going to spend an hour, then go ahead and please like or follow us on Facebook or YouTube for these weekly quick tips, or go over and challenge yourself to go to follow us on the Instagram channel of My Online Toolbox for the weekly featured projects. It will give you an abundance of guidance towards the ultimate 1 to 5 year goal of featured projects, not on just cool projects, but great brand marketing on a continuous basis. This is My Online Toolbox reminding you to please start planning yesterday for next year's marketing and profits. Have a healthy week, and we will see you next week.